is there at the location of that live shot that you're looking at. You know, Todd, let's also frame it in the grander perspective that this has been a difficult week here in Boston, and everyone's sensitivity antenna have been raised to higher levels we've never even felt before.
Very definitely. I mean, obviously, people are tired, people are stressed, people are upset. Add to that an MIT officer has also been, unfortunately and tragically, gunned down. So you combine all of that, which adds to the intensity here at the scene. So clearly, it just makes it very stressful for everyone involved. I'm still looking for the state police helicopter. It seems to have disappeared for a moment, but I'm trying to gauge what is happening at this point. They still have not, in any way, shape, or form, let us get any closer to the activity. I also, on another street, Bigelow, which is where they were taking us back to, further down Bigelow Street, I did see two groups of police departments. I saw Cambridge Police and I saw State Police, and I'd say each group contained about 20 police officers huddled. I don't know if they were strategizing for the next steps, but we were, I tried to get some information, and you can imagine how that went. They told us to turn around very quickly, which, we abide by what they say. But clearly there's a lot of activity still occurring. And I heard you also, both of you, count the number of shots you heard. When I first got on the scene, I was talking to a witness, and he told me he heard a loud boom, and then he counted about 30 shots. So it seems to be anywhere from the 22 to 30 gunshot range that seems to have been heard in this area, including what was recorded.
You know, Todd, we have a picture of the street, and there is nothing but police cars in that picture. Just the sheer volume of police is just amazing.
Right. And I'm telling you, half of those officers who are here have left. I don't know where they've gone unless they've moved to another location to continue the search, but it's still a very active presence here. I'm, again, not sure if it's specifically related to the search, if there's a search, or if it's to possible explosives in the area. I, again, refer to what the officer had told me when he was pushing us back to Bigelow, stating again that it was for our safety, and then when I asked why, was it for a search or for possible explosives, he then said, you did hear that loud boom just a few moments ago.
Well, Todd, just to reinforce your point, the cell phone photographer, the guy who called us Mike, said that he actually saw those robots on the street. Mike, are you back? You okay?
Hi, Ed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are you looking at right now?
So there's like 50 police right in front of the house right now that are, the FBI crew. There's Boston Police. They have snipers. The guy with the kind of the infrared sniper machine guns. There is just the bomb squad unit, the Cambridge bomb squad van just back into the driveway. He's pulling out. There's still a whole bunch on Laurel and Dexter. There's a helicopter right above. But I think there's still something on the street that they're looking for. They keep telling them to go back in the house.
That video you sent in, Mike, is just amazing. I can't think of a gunfight. In 2013, there was a gunfight in the street of Watertown. Was the last thing I would have thought about.
It's surreal. It's like a movie. It's just, you think that it's make believe, but it's just insane. And they've got the suppression team right now between my house and my neighbor's house. I mean, my car's in the street. I wouldn't be surprised if there's bullet holes in the side of it.
Yeah.
Mike, how close are you to School and Walnut Streets? Because I just spoke with someone on my phone who was saying that there was a huge police presence there with officers with guns drawn in a backyard. How close are you to that neighborhood?
Probably less than 500 yards.
So literally around the corner, it sounds like.
Yeah. So if you walk down, it's right around the block. It's right there.
So it's not surprising when you say that there are about 50 law enforcement people there that this is all in part of that. Are they going in between the houses? What are they doing?
Well, there was earlier. They had flashlights looking in the backyard. They were looking in the cars that are in the driveway. Now I think it's more like for the evidence, at least in the front of the house. There was just like 50 cops that just walked single file down the street. Like bomb squad people with machine guns, people with handguns drawn still. So yeah, another in the backyard here looking.
So they would probably, based on what you're saying, it more looks like they're looking for things that might have been tossed from the car as the car was speeding through your neighborhood.
I think it's just the casings that are all screwed on the street. There's gunshot casings everywhere, and they have the markers up, the fluorescent little tent markers to identify where the casings are on the street. So there's at least 10, 12 of those all over Dexter and Laurel, and they're just, I think they're just trying to make sure that the crime scene is preserved.
It's 2:23 in the morning. When do you think the last time is you heard a gunfire or an explosion?
I've never seen it.
No, I mean tonight. Was it an hour ago? Was it an hour and a half ago?
Yeah, when they sent in that video, that was the last time. So the bomb went off,
right.
2 bombs went off.
Right.
Then there was a bunch of gunfire, and then the car sped off and hit a police cruiser, and then they were firing at this Mercedes, whatever truck it was, or some sort of SUV, a black SUV. And then I'm not sure if they got that car or not. They must have, because they were right after it, went through the police barricade after it hit that, police saw a car. It just took off, and then they were firing at it, like just at least 100 shots, which is not in the video, but they were just rapid fire, just shooting right at the car. So I'm not sure what happened to that. I have no idea. But after all that chaos died down, that was basically it. Then all the officers convened, and then I was looking, there was I don't know if it was a suspect or if it was an officer, but clearly I heard an officer down. A guy came up on my porch, a detective, and I said, I have a video if you guys want it. And he said, we'll let you know. But I said, is there an officer down? And he said, and, I don't want to speculate and cause chaos, but I said, is this in any way related to the Marathon bombings? And he said, you never know. And that's all he said.
Well, that's the point that, excuse me, that I was making with Todd Wallace, that there is a heightened sensitivity around here. We're not drawing that connection. If there is a connection... I'm sorry? You got something on your street there?
Sorry, no, there's somebody calling the house. I don't know who it is.
I think everyone is just on a heightened state of alert right now since Monday, and also in particular this afternoon after 2 suspects' pictures were released to the media. There's
police now in the backyard with their guns drawn.
In your backyard?
Yeah, they're looking, and they're looking everywhere. All my security lights just went on. I think it's really, I don't know, it's just a piece of chaos right now.
How many police officers can you count?
Well, in the backyard there was 5. There's now in the front street, front of the house, there's
You are safe inside, however.
Yeah, now there's about another 12 right in front of the house, just hanging out of my car.
Well, your house is completely encircled.
Yeah.
Are they urgently looking? Are they calmly looking? How would you describe their demeanor?
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like there's some that are like kind of lackadaisical, and there's others that are guns drawn and just looking around. So it's just, I don't know, I think it's like a little chaotic right now with some groups are thinking that there's maybe somebody in the area still, with other groups of, law enforcement are not so inclined to look.
And of course, in the initial moments after an incident, which is where we are right now, evidence gathering is vital. So even if it is 2 o'clock in the morning and you have to walk through Mike's backyard to find something, you'll walk through Mike's backyard to find something. Do you still see that bomb detecting robot